This is a Little Cup game where I used a Hail team in a big tournament, and I'm going to be leaving the team in the description, and I'm going to explain how to use the team. So right off the bat, I'm using a Hail team, and my opponent has some typical Hail checks like Pawniard and Ponyta. But as you're going to see, it's actually kind of easy to break them down. So I'm using a team with like Mianfu and the Hail Core and Wynaut. Wynaut and Diglett make a good trapper combination to beat things that can check ice types. So let's get right into the game. I lead Mianfu, he leads Mianfu. This is a pretty typical standard lead, and I win the speed type for faking out here. And he gets scared out and he goes to Fungus right now. And now I have kind of a decision right now. Is he going to Spore? Is he going to Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb? If I predict Spore, I can go Snover. But if I go Snover, I'm taking a really big risk because he can Sludge Bomb and kill the Snover. So it's overall a risky play. So I decide mentally, I'm never going to risk Snover. If something gets Spored, I'm okay with that, but I'm never going to risk the Snover. So I U-turn and he switches out into Mianfu, and I go to Marini on the I go to Snover on the Mianfu so that I can get Hail up. And now that I've gotten Hail up, I go back to Marini to take the Mianfu attack. I get knocked off, but that's ultimately not going to be a big deal right now. He U-turns, and I'm just going to Scald, looking for a burn on something. I do get the burn on Fungus, and this is going to be valuable because burn plus Hail plus no Eviolite, it's going to be tough. And I go to Diglett here, and he goes to Pawniard. And this wasn't really a predict as such, but basically I knew that Fungus was going to be effectively walled by a lot of my team. All it can do is Spore. But the problem is for that Fungus is that whenever it uses Spore, that means it can't Spore a different Pokemon, right? So say I let Mianfu get Spored. Then Sandshrew Alola cannot be Spored, and it can Swords Dance on the Fungus, and that is going to be a big problem for him. So I felt in my mind like I'm okay with him using Spore, but I'm going to play aggressively and try and get into trapping opportunities. So right now I've gotten into a situation where I can actually trap the Pawniard, which is going to be a check to Hail because of its steel typing. So he goes Pawniard here. I Earthquake here, and you'll notice that with Hail, he's actually going to enter Dying Range right now. And I Stealth Rock here, and he Stealth Rocks here too. And the sequence is very important. Pawniard dies, I don't. But if I Stealth Rocked first and then Earthquaked, that would be a problem because he could potentially Sucker Punch my Earthquake. The way it turned out here, he was not able to Sucker Punch my Earthquake. So that's how I ended up living. So he goes to Mianfu, he's going to Fake Out to kill Diglett, and I go Marini. And you might be asking, what's the point of preserving a Diglett at 1% health when it's going to die to Stealth Rock? And the reason is because later in the game, I want to be able to deny Ponyta from using Flame Charge. So next time the Ponyta comes in, I can simply go Diglett, and then I can stop him from using Flame Charge. And that could be pretty valuable, because then Sandshrew Alola in Hail can Earthquake and outspeed Ponyta. That was the main idea right there, behind keeping Diglett. So I go to Marini here, he uses High Jump Kick, and I simply recover. And he's in a bit of trouble right now because it's going to be tough to switch into the Marini right now. He can go Diglett at any time, but he risks getting Scald Burned, so it's really not a good risk for him. And here, I've mentally made a note, I'm okay with Marini getting Spored. Because if Marini gets Spored, then Sandshrew Alola can set up on Fungus later in the game. So I'm okay with getting Spored right now, so I keep throwing off Sludge Bombs right now. I Sludge Bomb, he goes Mianfu as like a predict, and he U-turns again. He goes to Fungus because he's trying to use his regen core of Mianfu and Fungus. He's trying to regenerate health. But Burn, Stealth Rock, Sludge Bomb, it's all going to be adding up right now. And Sludge Bomb again. This time I do get the poison, so that's going to keep adding to the damage. He U-turns again. He goes to Fungus again, but he's really struggling with the Marini. We do 32 here. He gets chipped down again, and he's really running out of options. He's trying to do anything with that regen core, but Marini is doing too well, and he's too scared to go to Diglett right there. He fakes out now, but again, he's too scared of going Diglett on a potential Scald. He goes to Fungus again. We Sludge Bomb again, and we've finally broken through the Fungus. It's too low to do anything, and we finally break down Fungus. And in return, he gets our Marini, but Marini's already done its job right now. It's already in good position. Now we go Snover, and very important to note, we Ice Shard so that Final Gambit does less damage. It's a very important thing to note. So we don't die because of Final Gambit losing power. He goes Ponyta, and now you see why we kept our Diglett at 1%. For this, right? Now we can go to Wynaut, and Wynaut can live any hit and then counter, right? But unfortunately, the Wynaut gets crit, which really sucked. The Wynaut gets crit, and now we have to find a new plan. So we have to go to Sandshrew Alola, and we can Earthquake right now, and he goes to Mianfu on the predicted Earthquake. He's going to take damage here, a lot of damage, and he fakes out here, and what that's going to do is it's going to let Mianfu die, and ideally I would have liked to get off a Rapid Spin, but by faking out here, he's able to deny the Rapid Spin, which is really important. So he's able to deny the Rapid Spin. He goes to Grookey now, but Grookey is going to simply die to Triple Axel. So he goes to Ponyta to try and get a Flame Body burn, which I'm assuming is why he would go Ponyta on a Triple Axel. But fortunately for me, he doesn't get that Flame Body burn, and now it's just cleaning up for Sandshrew right now. He goes to Grookey, but again, nothing doing right now. Earthquake. He's going to take damage. We still have Triple Axel to throw off right now. Ponyta's dead. He goes to Ponyta right now. And now things get a little tricky. Just a little bit tricky right now. Because you have to understand that Sandshrew Alola is now slower than Grookey. So you have to play really carefully not to choke right now. So what we do is we go to Snover on the Grookey. And we get our Hail back up. He uses Swords Dance, which is a good play from him. And what we do now is we protect, just stalling out the grassy terrain right now. And then now that grassy terrain is stalled out, our Sandshrew Alola is looking really good right now. We Ice Shard, in fact, and we're able to kill the Grookey because without terrain, Grassy Glide couldn't kill us. And this is basically a demo of how to use Hail in Little Cup. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe and also join the Discord server. The Discord server is in the description below. So if you want to do that, join the Discord server. But yeah, this is an example of how to use Hail in Little Cup.